live on my.
It does say live. Hello,
Hey,
everybody in streaming land. We are the Podguyz Podcast, bringing it to you live as we do every Monday, 10:15 Eastern Standard Time. I'm Tony Cass.
Kevin Neary here.
Of course, we have the ever-loving Picasso. Ho, 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 ho. Is it too early for Christmas? Is it?
No,
Too early for Christmas. It's Christmas every day for Sparky, though.
It is.
Right.
He is the present maker. He is the diddling doodler.
Okay, that's just.
The ditto doodler.
Why did the Boy Scouts ask you not to come back? What do they hear from the Podguyz Podcast?
Les Sparky.
And Sparky's got the letter H and I on the big board right there. Now, if you're watching live, pay attention to that big board. Sparky will be actively drawing what we're talking about.
It's true. He is the man, the myth, the legend, of course, the drawing Picasso of our show. But we are joined by a special Foursquare today. You may be asking yourself, who is that masked man? And why does he look so familiar?
well, I'm the one and only, the legend of the Deadpool Uber driver that drives a Deadpool Avenger car from Cleveland.
He is. He is the. He is not known as the Cleveland Steamer, but he is known as the Deadpool Uber driver. Of course, Scott Hughes. Thank you very much for coming on the show, sir.
You're welcome. My
Here's
pleasure.
a terrible question right off the bat. Why do they call you the Deadpool Uber driver? And I want you to really lean into me saying that it was a terrible question right off the bat.
Yeah, that's the worst question ever, man.
I know, right? I mean, I figure everyone should know because somebody in their head right now that's watching is probably saying to themselves, wait a second, why is Deadpool on the screen down there? Tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you get into dressing up like Deadpool?
That is the way better questions.
Yeah, right. Well, I've been doing Uber for 9 years, and then back in 2017, after I streamed the first Deadpool movie on my phone, I fell in love with Deadpool. 2018, I saw the second movie, and then between end of 2018, 2019, I got this whole idea together that I love Deadpool so much, I was going to incorporate it into my driving Uber. And I got the costume and got the car all done in Deadpool inside and out. It's the Deadpool Avenger car. So it really fits into my theme now, but I love doing it. My riders, they love it. They're like, oh my God, it's the Deadpool Uber driver. We've heard about you. We've seen you on TikTok and Instagram.
5 stars all the time.
Yeah, it's been going ever since that. It's getting bigger and bigger every day, more and more viral in Cleveland. Just waiting for Ryan Reynolds to call me and say, hey, I want to ride with the Deadpool Uber driver, but maybe that's just wishful
Now,
thinking
would you
about it.
know
I'm
it?
never
Would
giving
you
up.
know it if Rob Liefeld actually came into your car?
Yeah, well, yeah, I would know because I'm friends with him on Instagram, and he's actually commented on my post and liked my post in a comment. So yeah, I know Rob Liefeld. He knows me. I just wish he would say something around like, hey, nonchalantly, you don't have to be, whoever knows about me, you don't have to be in their face about it. Just nonchalantly say, hey, there's this guy on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter that dresses like Deadpool while he drives Uber in an Avenger car. Ryan, you need to check this out. But
That would
nothing
be cool.
yet. It's like, Ryan, hello. But no, it's fun. People get a kick out of it. I make videos on TikTok and Instagram and Twitter. And
Have you ever considered kidnapping Ryan Reynolds? Just throwing it out there.
yeah,
as
that might be my next step. And I know he lives in New York, or he goes over. I never catch him in Wales. I couldn't kidnap over in Wales when he's at a Wrexham game, but yeah, I just need to start.
He does too many commercials for cricket in New York.
Or Mint,
So.
Mint Mobile, yeah, Mint Mobile.
Mint Mobile. That's what it is.
His aviation gin, and he's just, yeah, that might be my next move. I might have to kidnap him, but
Now, have you bought a Mint Mobile phone?
no, I haven't. But maybe
no dedication.
Maybe I need to. And say, hey Ryan, look, I got Mint Mobile. It's about time. I even reached out to Mint Mobile. I'm like, their direct messaging is open on Twitter. I'm like, hey, a perfect commercial. Ryan Reynolds uses his Mint Mobile service to call an Uber. I pull up dressed as Deadpool. Hilarious. He has some really hilarious response. Gets in and we
That'd be
drive off.
hilarious.
And,
That'd be a really good commercial.
yeah, right. I mean, but they're like, oh yeah, we'll get it to our marketing team, and you never hear from them. So they're probably like, this
Yeah,
crazy guy.
Yeah. Way to live in a fantasy land. You're in a fantasy.
But no, I love it. It's so much fun. I mean, I love Ryan Reynolds. I love the Deadpool movies. Like I said, after I saw the second one, I'm doing Uber. I'm like, man, I want to give me a Deadpool costume and drive Uber. But it was scary as heck driving that first night dressed up as Deadpool. I didn't know what the reactions were going to be. Mostly positive, but I scared quite a few people that didn't get an Uber.
I was going to ask you, how many children did you make cry?
None. All the kids loved it. I scared the adults. The kids loved it.
Oh, stupid adults, man, ruining everything.
I got adults getting there and thinking, I think I'm Spider-Man. Like, get out and go find Spider-Man. The little kids, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, 10 years old, whatever, they're like, oh, I know who you are, Deadpool. I'm like, geez, the kids know, but yeah, and I haven't scared any kids.
That's fair.
That's the good news. Sparky's got a little bit on the big board right there. Sparky's turned that big board around. Let's see what's going on in the mind of Sparky right now. And it says, hey, Deshaun running late for the game? No, I am going to the massage parlor. And that's Deadpool picking up Deshaun Watson for the Cleveland Browns game. If people weren't putting all the pieces together there, that might not watch football.
Excellent reference, though, Sparky. Good job.
That's not a bad brings us up to our next question. Have you had any celebrities inside of the Deadpool Uber? And name. We want
them all.
Where's the juice?
Where's the juice? Yeah, I've had not a lot, but recently, this past Christmas, I'm friends with a DJ on WTM 1100, Bloom Daddy, and he did a show live on the radio with me, and a couple months later, he called me up and says, can you pick me up downtown? And I got a couple other riders, and we're going to West 6 to do a thing for Toys for Tots. And he goes, oh, yeah, by the way, the one rider is Bernie Kosar. So Bernie Kosar, he got in. I met him, the nicest guy. He got in. I was dressed like Deadpool. I had my Santa hat on because it was Christmas, and he absolutely loved it. He thought that was the coolest thing ever. And so, yeah, Bernie Kosar, the lead singer for the Wu-Tang Clan, Ghostface Killah.
Ooh, okay.
He was in my Uber. Chris Carter from the Vikings. But Chris Carter from the Vikings and the Ghostface Killah, that was before I was doing the Deadpool thing. I wish I would get him there again and be dressed up as Deadpool. But there's a few, but not.
See, that was pre-pool.
That was pre-Deadpool. I'm like, shoot. And the manager has my number, but I was like, all right, you're in Cleveland again, call me, and I'll give you guys. So I picked up his Ghostface. I picked up his manager and 2 other guys. They were going to the grog shop for a concert, and then he goes, "Can you go pick up my client at the Cleveland Clinic Hotel? His name's Abdul. That's the name he was using, Abdul." And find out it was Ghostface Killah, but yeah, he was really cool, down to earth, very friendly. Yep.
Well, that's cool.
Have you ever been pulled over?
Celebrity, a few here and there. Some I can't remember his name. It was during the Hall of Fame game. Some second year. What was it? Not a wide receiver. The defensive player for the Dallas Cowboys. So.
Micah Parsons.
Yeah, I don't remember his name. And then Hollywood Higgins. Before he's not with Cleveland anymore. Hollywood Higgins, a wide receiver. I picked him up his rookie season when he came into Cleveland.
Cool.
So that's about celebrities, but believe me, I'm always trying to get more celebrities. I'm always putting on Instagram and TikTok and X. Tell you, anybody's welcome to come to Cleveland and ride with the Deadpool Uber driver. So
now, Scott, I know you do a lot of things for Toys for Tots. You do some stuff for the community as well, right?
Yeah, and that was that night. It was Toys for Tots, but it's a Facebook group called Heroes United, the number 4 Kids in Community. We're a group. We dress up as superheroes and go to different events for kids. There's one. It's out of Canada, but we can get blood here too. It's called Suit Up for Jack. He's a kid in Canada that has a rare blood disease, and we give blood and give to that charity called Suit Up for Jack.
That's great, man. I'm glad you can give back a little bit too. Dressed up as a character, being
fun,
the character, and kind of enjoying life, man. That's cool.
That's it. Yep. You got to get back. I've been, blessed with good health, and
that would be kind of crazy if you hated children but you still wanted to dress up like that. You know?
Right, yeah, I know.
You literally dressed up like Deadpool.
I'm 53 years old. I'm a big kid myself. I got a whole Deadpool room, and I dress as Deadpool for Uber. So I'm
like, why is the man that dressed up like Deadpool here in the cancer part of the hospital? Oh, he comes to yell at the kids. He hates children. But
the character has cancer as well.
The character does have cancer. They added in that cancer idea, which I don't know. Have you seen the new movie? What is your review and an honest review of Wolverine Deadpool?
Oh my God. I've seen it 3 times in the theaters. Every time I went, I was dressed up in the full outfit, but they wouldn't. No swords and no toy guns, but everything else.
Bunch of prudes, no swords, no guns.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's the
damn
theater.
You, Regal Cinema. Damn you!
A long time ago about a theater, somebody wore a mask and went in there. So, but no,
I always love that argument when it comes to the Second Amendment. Where you're just like, how am I supposed to protect people from people like me?
Yeah, right?
You're like, wait, what? Hold on now.
No, honestly, honest review, it's a 10 out of 10 for me. It was awesome. It put over top for me. Hugh Jackman coming back as Wolverine. Oh my God! I mean, he was those two incredibly on screen. Chemistry. They're really good friends in real life, so it just made it that extra. But it was a great movie. Great cameos, great storyline. It was so from beginning to end. It just it was awesome.
That is awesome. Tony. Do you think that Hugh Jackman's had a bigger role than playing Wolverine? I can't think of one at all.
This was his best.
Now, Tony, if you have to think about it, it's a total no because it would spike out completely.
Yeah, no. I mean, his top-notch billing was Wolverine, by far. Second would probably be The Greatest Showman.
And that's a maybe, and that's like
yeah. No. I mean, he won a Tony Award, and he won not an Emmy, but he got something for it, for The Greatest Showman.
I mean, I think that the reason that he wanted to get the Tony Award was because you want to at least attempt to get an EGOT, an Emmy, a Grammy, a Tony, and then an Oscar, an EGOT.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's the attempt there. Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, that's like the trifecta of the hierarchy of television,
back
movies,
down to the Deadpool Uber driver. Have you ever gotten on an accident with that thing on? And got out of the car, and then somebody's like, never mind, I don't.
I'm good.
I've never gotten in an accident, but I can. This is a new mask. I can see really good out of it. So I drive with it a lot by myself. Usually, the riders, I'll pick them up. I'll have the mask on, and then I'll take it off to drive. And but yeah, I've had a few riders when this was fairly new. So I've been dressing up as Deadpool Uber driver since 2019, I guess, maybe beginning of 2020. And downtown in the flats, I'm sitting there in my car before I pick up riders, dressed in the mask, playing music and everything. And the riders will go up to the cops and go, "There's a guy over there in a mask." And then they'll walk over, they'll start laughing. No, that's the Deadpool Uber driver. He's the best Uber driver. He's a safe ride. Get in, you'll have fun. And they're like, "Oh, okay." Yeah, all the downtown cops, I should say good 80-90% of them know me. They wave, they know me, they know what's going on. Because I think it was any other city, and I'm sitting there in a mask on, I'd probably get get drug out of the car maybe and say, "Hey, get the mask off. You can't wear that."
No,
But
you're
they all
gonna have
know me.
one rookie cop one of these days, just not like Marvel.
Oh,
I'm
of course.
on
Oh,
to
yeah.
brag
I know
about
it's
beating the
coming.
hell out of Deadpool and just like tasering you and all that nice stuff. You know
Uh-huh.
that's gonna happen eventually. I'm just
Eventually.
looking out for you, man. Just take the swords out. Go down swinging. That's the only bad advice I can give you right there.
Yeah, that's the Deadpool. That's only, yeah. You got to go down fighting. I'm not going to go, but yeah, I still, yeah. Once in a while, I'll see a cop down in the flats that I don't know, and I'll drive by and they see the car because on the side of the car says Deadpool Uber driver on the door, and they give you a funny look like, oh, okay, what the hell is that going on? No, I love it when other drivers, I'm driving down the flats and driving through Cleveland with no riders, and people look, they turn their head and they do a double take like, what is that Deadpool? And they roll their window down, they're screaming, they're yelling and taking
Now,
pics and videos.
I do have a question. Scott, is there any way to specifically ask for an Uber driver in Cleveland itself?
No, unfortunately, I wish they would do that. I would clean up. They would put a special thing in Uber, and
They would.
they click on for a ride, and by the way, you can get this special ride with Deadpool at a premium price, and but it's first come first served basis in Uber. So yeah, they don't play favorites like that, and you can't request
Your
me
picture isn't of
specifically.
Deadpool. Your picture is of yourself on Ubers, correct?
Yeah,
So that way,
so it's not that, yeah.
when you do pull up, it's got to be a surprise every time.
Well,
through the Uber app.
Lately, I've been making it more of a surprise, but I usually send a message to Uber, say, look for the Deadpool car. Deadpool's your driver tonight, and they're either like send a message back, like, what the hell do you mean, Deadpool? But now it's because it's such a big thing in Cleveland anymore. Everybody's not surprised or scared anymore, unless they haven't heard of me on TikTok or Instagram or Twitter. They haven't heard about me. That's the only way it's a surprise. But yeah, I love that reaction, that first reaction. They look in the window and they're like, "Oh my God, it's the Deadpool Uber driver. He's our Uber driver tonight." So yeah, it's a lot of fun. I get a big kick out of it because people get in there, they're in a good mood, or especially if somebody's in a really bad mood. They say, "Man, you just made my night. You made me smile." I say, "Yep, that's what I do it for." I'm not, trying to make.
Are people more surprised that you dress like Deadpool while driving Uber, or that you speak English while driving Uber?
Probably that I dress like Deadpool.
All right,
I
was thinking, I'm like, there's got to be a close second right there.
No, yeah, probably, yeah, right. Close second on that one.
So I have a question that'll lead into our next segment.
Oh, geez.
So, in order to put the suit on, does it come on easily, or do you have to baby oil it up, or do you talcum powder, or do you, like, I know there's that smell's gotta be something if you don't lubricate right.
I usually use Febreze to clean out, but I never knew what to do. I should have Googled it, care instructions for these suits. But there's another cosplayer, he's a friend of mine, that he was with that Comic-Con with me this past weekend. He says he uses baby powder, to dry it out after each use, and he does something. He puts baby oil on the leather parts around the neck. But yeah, it's easy to get on now. It's a big zipper in the back, and I just climb into it and zipper
You
it.
can tell I've done some cosplay in my day.
Yeah, I know. I guess I didn't really do my research on these suits of the care and everything. I just use Febreze, but now I'm going to start using after every use, start using some powder in it to dry it out to keep the leather nice. Treat the leather. It ain't really leather. It's just cheap plastic, I guess.
Pleather, yeah.
Leather, yeah, pleather. It ain't leather.
Well, Kevin, let's take the Uberpool down our little road of the Podguyz Podcast, and let's tell them a little bit about our particular baby oil story.
Oh, geez.
Well, there has been multiple reports and rumors surfacing around of not how or when P. Diddy would be arrested, and he was arrested sometime last week. People are saying, "Oh my God, where did this come from? Weren't there warning signs anywhere we didn't even know about?" Poor Justin Bieber is literally blinking in Morse code, "Help me," in every video that we've ever seen of him. And it just looks, it looks like a sign of help. Deadpool driver, what would you do to P. Diddy right now?
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I would definitely not let him do any things he did allegedly did to all these people at his freak out parties that they're calling them. And
Wait a second. Better question. Were you invited to one of those P. Diddy parties?
you know, I probably would go. I'm Deadpool. I would probably go and then get there and go, what the hell is going on? And run out of there as quick as I can, quick as I could. I
They'd
would
be
not
like,
stay.
he's a big red
That's
dildo.
always the most courageous thing to do, is to just run away.
Yeah, but the Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool. If there was really a Deadpool, he would probably stay and really get into it. But not
Yeah,
this
he
Deadpool. But there were signs, and there were people. I can't think of his name. They were telling about it for years and years, and what was going on, but nobody believed him. They thought he was crazy. So.
Flip that board around there, Sparky. Let's see what's going on in the wonderful world of Sparky's mind. How is it going to fit? Do not worry, I got it. Thank you, P. Diddy. Or do I call you Slick Daddy? Now, he has a lot of baby oil to spare.
Yeah, baby oil.
even
quote unquote
preteen oil. You catch my, age reference there. Preteen oil.
Kevin, what was the official tally on the amount of baby oil that was taken during this ransack of P.
Was
Diddy's
there?
apartment?
I think it was 1,000 bottles, something like that. And now his
give
lawyer
or take,
has said,
give or take
listen,
one
my
or
client,
200.
Mike, how many?
Give or take 100 or 200, but
His lawyer
right
said
about
that
there.
his lawyer has reassured everybody that the reason that P. Diddy had so much baby oil was because he buys it from Costco in bulk. Because who wouldn't need all that baby oil for logical purposes? Gross.
Now it was official tally of what was taken from the estate. Man, I need to look it up because there was an exact number on the amount of paraphernalia.
I would call them dildos. There were 764 dildos, Tony. 764 dildos.
Did you say 764?
You need a lot of batteries for that.
764 dildos, half of them which had social security numbers on them, which is just more disturbing than anything. I mean, not only are you doing sexual things with these dildos, but you're stealing identities. That's going to be, and if you're filing taxes and trying to write these dildos off as people, that's tax evasion. And that's probably the actual reason they're down there, because it feels like the IRS gets involved well before any actual FBI would when it comes to tax evasion. Hell, if not for the IRS, Al Capone would still be out, not knowing that he had severe syphilis and gonorrhea and all that nice crap.
Now, here's an official tally from the police department itself. They did find on March 25th, 2024, the raid on P. Diddy, Sean Combs' home. Wow, that's a tongue twister right there. Weapons and ammunition, electronics dismantled from Diddy's Holmby Hills home, a hard drive, which from that computer itself, I guess a multitude of safes, phones, drugs, baby oil and lubricant, of course, in a 1,000 bottle variety, along with video footage that was found at Diddy's Los Angeles home as well.
Oh God!
But he does plead not guilty to all charges.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, they've expanded the search. This is not getting out. Now he's 54 years old, so there are conspiracy theorists out there, Tony, saying that P. Diddy was a CIA informant the whole time, and that the CIA did not find him useful anymore when it came to blackmailing the sexual escapades of Hollywood actors that might be able to garner influence on generations and generations full of people. Because if you can find one good celebrity to gather up their crowd full of people, Taylor Swift backing up Carmela Harris is a good example right there, or Britney Spears backing up George W. Bush during that whole bullshit. If you can find one celebrity to kind of push the narrative to their fan base, you basically secure your own juxtaposed situation when it comes to covert operations.
You get your own popularity.
U.S. investigators have jetted into London amid fears that P. Diddy may have been involved in abusive behavior towards women on British soil. UK detectives joined the New York team as they continued their investigation into the hip-hop mogul. Sean Combs, better known as P. Diddy, has been slapped with charges of sex trafficking in the States. The music tycoon, who had been a frequent visitor to the UK in the past 30 years, is currently under scrutiny. I like that part right there, Tony. Just under scrutiny, whether along at the lines of his fucking constantly running jokes right there. A U.S. insider revealed the team are now following outside the States. He enjoyed no place more than the UK. The 54-year-old has been held in custody ever since his arrest by New York police 2 weeks ago over allegations dating back to 2008. He stands accused of coercing women into participating in filmed drug-fueled orgies with male sex workers. So, yeah, that's kind of fucked up. Normally, when Tony has his orgies over his house, particularly one sex or the other sex, not both, like what? And if there's, by the way, IrishStar.com, nobody knows what a woman is, so fuck off.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, they can't define what a woman is. Mm-hmm.
The prosecutors had obtained flight records demonstrating his extensive travel history to the UK, reports the Mirror US. The source further stated, given the huge amount of time he spent in London, there are concerns that alleged offenses weren't just confined to American soils. Prosecutors are imploring anyone in the UK who may have information they feel could help the investigation to get in touch. P. Diddy's creepy 2002 video shows him talking about locking women in rooms. P. Diddy's kids' net worth revealed as rap star faces $1 billion empire collapse right now. Now, this feels like it's from that terrible TV show Empire. It kind of feels like it's written on a page. That the investigation is spearheaded by Damian Williams, the prosecutor responsible for Ghislaine Maxwell's 20-year sentencing for, obviously the Epstein thing. Deadpool, what is your conspiracy theory on this? Do you have anything at all? Have you tried to do any Uber detective work on this? Have you heard anything around the area of Cleveland?
No, nothing around Cleveland about that. Yep, no investigating here. It's pretty much, maybe it was in Cleveland. I have no idea though. I've kept up with it, but not like I listen as much as everybody else does.
Cleveland City motto is "Welcome to Cleveland, the town where no one is ever raped." Am I right about that or no? Is that
it is kind of quiet around. It is the Midwest. It is
it's either Cleveland or St. Louis. I'm in between one of them. One of those ideas right there.
Everything happens around Cleveland until you actually, you do Uber and I see all these Cleveland websites of all this stuff going on around Cleveland. I'm like, man, I know that kind of stuff went around in Cleveland, but nothing as bad as what P. Diddy did. Nothing like that.
Marky, let's flip that board around. What do you got there, buddy?
You can't arrest me. There is not enough evidence. Even Pete Rose would not bet against me. Rest in peace, Pete Rose. Passed away today at the age of 83. Holy Lord. Big oil tank behind the cop. A couple buzzing sounds right there. I mean, just listen, we're going to make it 100% clear. Just because you have thousands of bottles of full and empty baby oil, hundreds of different types of dildos of different shapes, colors, battery size, I guess would imply size of dildo. Just because you have all of these things, people claiming that you force them into sexual, just because you are innocent before proven guilty.
But Kevin, the big topper, The big topper was that Combs was hit with 3.
Oh God,
That's
I
right.
thought the Big Topper was one of his nicknames for his dildos. Why are you defending a dildo now?
Sean P. Diddy Combs was hit with 3 lawsuits last month, accusing him of sexual violence and abuse. Now, his longtime girlfriend or ex-girlfriend and bad boy signee Cassie alleged that Combs raped and assaulted her, as well as forced her to have sex with male sex workers while he watched, of course, or performed other things while, that was happening.
You get these people with this type of fame and fortune and think they can do anything. But
this is
now
just,
he officially is a someone else labeled as Jane Doe in the second one, alleged that in 1991 Combs drugged her, raped her, and filmed the assault, later showing the tape to friends for a circle jerk party. And another suit.
Well, wait a second. Don't Southern racists just call this a rap video?
Oh yeah, at least.
I thought that was a rap.
Another suit claims that Combs and R&B artist Aaron Hall took turns raping her, and her friend in the 90s, and that Combs attacked her days later at her house because that's what he thought he could do.
This is actually exclusive to today. The Diddy once again trying to get himself released on bond 2 weeks after he was arrested, and we're told he's building a powerhouse legal team to try to make it to reality. So he's got an all-star legal team. Wait until you hear these guys. New court documents show that the rap mogul's lawyer filed to appeal the most recent order denying him bond. The appeal will be his third formal attempt to secure his release from behind bars as he waits trial. Sources close to Diddy tell TMZ the rapper has added 2 more attorneys, Anthony Rico and Alexandria Shapiro. Now, those
Shapiro and the Rico law?
Yeah, those are some big names right there, man. You got to have some. I mean, he can't just pay these people in dildos, although he is very wealthy.
Tried.
I'll give you 7 dildos. Like, I don't know what.
I don't know. I heard he could grease the pole pretty good.
Yeah. How's he gonna slide out of this one? Yeah. To the legal team working on his highly publicized criminal case for those blah blah blah, and it's he's got legal representation now. Deadpool. Oop, he's messing around there.
He's just adjusting.
Deadpool Uber driver. If you had,
he does have a name. It is Scott.
Scott, the Deadpool Uber driver. If you had P. Diddy in your car, do you think that baby oil that he had on his pants mistakenly would ever come off?
What? If I had P. Diddy in my Uber, what would I do?
Yeah, would you blacklight him and then his...
No, I would probably.
How do you get the stain out of the seat like that?
No, I think even though all the shit he's been through, I think it would be actually kind of cool to have him in my car, no matter what he's done. I treat all my Uber riders the same, whether I know they've done anything good or bad or not. But yeah, it would be a very interesting ride. Maybe uncomfortable, maybe I don't know. That's messed up, but I think that would be a 1-star
passive aggressive rating just because it's one of those.
Yeah,
now there was something.
I wouldn't give him 1 star. I'd give him 5 stars.
See, now there was something before he actually got into jail. He had slid into some DMs, and he was at the beach, and I guess he was signing autographs at the beach while like TMZ, who are not necessarily the scums of the earth, but because they were all over P. Diddy, of course, they follow him like hepatitis. So they were at the beach and they're asking him questions, and they're like, "Hey, Diddy, what happened during this thing?" And he's like, "Nah, man, I'm gonna get out of this. We're turning stuff around." And then Ciroc vodka all of the board members kicked him out. They terminated his contract. What was the other big one?
Well, we got a list right here of people that have attended Diddy parties on multiple occasions right here.
There you go.
We're gonna pop out some, just a couple names, just to throw them out here. Russell Simmons, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Rick Ross, Dr. Dre, Usher, Meek Mill, LeBron James.
Oh, of course.
Justin Bieber, Little Rod, Big Rod, medium-sized Rod, Thick Rick Rod. I mean, these are... No, never mind. Those were the dildo names. Sorry. Chris Brown, Jade Ramsey, Bishop T.J. Jakes. There's a long list right here. Stevie J, Aaron Hall. So, Scott, I think you're in the clear. We don't see your name here anywhere. So.
Nope. No, yeah, I definitely wasn't there.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Now, Deadpool would probably have been to one of those parties, definitely.
Now, I think the one of the most prolific interviews that have come out has come from Saucy Santana. And of course, he breaks down after the new leaked audio confirms that Diddy was eating him from behind. And it was played on repeat.
Oh my God.
In a podcast. From the interviews that have leaked from the security guards for P. Diddy, I think both of them have come forward and talked about all of the particular things that have been happening. Including the stuff that even happened with what's his name? Comedian, not Chris Rock. Chris Rock. No, not Chris Rock. Little dude.
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart.
And that was surprising. Not to say it was surprising, but was it surprising?
So here's something not so surprising is that Diddy's lawyer is saying that he is remaining positive in jail. Now, let me paint you a picture of what jail looks like for men. You're constantly bunked up with one person in a small area, locked up by another person who holds keys to that area. Meanwhile, if you do want to take a shower, you can shower naked with a bunch of other men who are dropping soap, picking up soap. A lot of soap bullshit going on there. Anyways, that's called that's a very positive attitude to keep while maintaining that. I'm not implying that Diddy is enjoying the shower that much, but from his lawyer's mouth alone, he's keeping very positive. Diddy could remain behind bars for a year or maybe more as he awaits trial, but that's not breaking his spirit. It's quite the opposite, at least according to his lawyer.
He's asked for more time inside lately.
Yeah. I want to stay.
No RORs here.
His commissary only allows him to have one tub of baby oil. Like, this place is crap.
I never want to go to. I never want to go to jail. Never.
Yeah, the downfall of Diddy is the indictment, which is dropped on Tubi TV. You can find that on the downfall of Diddy. And he was asked about his client's mindset in jail. Agnifilio says Diddy's remaining remarkably positive and isn't letting the indictment weaken his resolve. Instead, Agnifilio says Diddy is so focused on his defense, it's actually giving him a form of strength and confidence that will help him deal with being behind bars for an extended period.
Boy, I ain't the biggest bunch of BS I've ever heard in my life. Yeah, right.
You are not wrong.
Come on, yeah.
He is, man. Now, Sparky's got some exclusive announcements. Now, Sparky, sounds like you were at the jail and seeing what was going on with Diddy. Show us that picture. What's going on there, Sparky? Says, hey, Dikembe, can I go behind Can I go behind you? No, no, no.
No, no, no. Gotta wave the finger. No, no, no.
Brings up our Dikembe Mutombo passing away from brain cancer at the age of 58 years old.
Now that guy in particular is something special, right? And the only reason why I say that is because he was a giver. He was he made some great strides in the amount of money that he gave back to his country in order to make schools for the downtrodden, and to make sure that they had clothes and food and clean water. It was really an awesome experience for him.
Yeah, it's a tough loss right now. We got hit with 3 deaths or 4 deaths in a row today, and it was some were expected. Chris Christopherson dies at the age of 88, very famous for writing the song "Sunday Morning Coming Down," which Johnny Cash performed throughout his career.
It's not even his biggest hit.
It wasn't. No, there were some others on there, but no, 88 years old. Listen, that's a long run right there. That's not bad at all. Like, you can't complain about that too much.
It's not a bad, and yeah, it's not a bad ride. But I know his what was his I'm trying to think of his most iconic Me and Bobby McGee. He co-wrote that song. Help me make it through the night and Sunday Morning Coming Down. But yeah, he was in Maui, Hawaii at the time of his passing with his family. But he did enjoy a prolific acting career, starring in the notable films like A Star is Born, where he won a Golden Globe, Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid in 1973, Convoy in 78, and the cult favorite Blade trilogy, of course, as Whistler.
Yep, that was a good one. That was iconic.
Yeah, from 98 to 2004. So he gained a lot of popularity in that series. What else we got there, Kevo?
Oh, Scott, are you a Chris? Oh, hold on, Scott. Do you have a certain presidential candidate that you're backing right now?
God, we're going political.
Oh, jeez, that's the loaded question. I plead the fifth on that because when I drive Uber, they tell us don't talk about politics, don't talk about religion, talk about the weather, sports.
Hold on. I thought it was just the opposite. I thought it was talk about politics, and I've been Ubering all wrong. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you've been doing it all wrong. Yeah. That's why I've lasted 9 years. I'm a 5-star driver, over 30,000, almost 30. 30,000 rides I've done. Yeah, you don't talk about politics.
No. You know who doesn't talk about politics, Kevin?
I'll just assume that he's a Jill Stein fan.
No, candidates. Ric Flair, buddy.
Ric Flair.
No, Hulk Hogan for president.
What's up with Ric Flair there, Tony?
Ric Flair is now split from his 5th wife. That's right, his 5th wife. Wendy Barlow, unfortunately.
This makes him the perfect candidate right now for a Ric Flair, for a power couple, all right? A Ric Flair J-Lo power couple, because they're always breaking up with somebody. She's got 5 broken marriages, he's got 5 broken marriages. I think we need it. I think this is going to unite America together. This is going to
That's what unite Americans together. If anybody has embodied the true gimmick in life of wrestling in real life, it has been Ric Flair. Of course, it's sometimes hard to distinguish between, real life and the fiction that he has made through his wrestling career itself. Now, in particular, I know that he was on Kill Tony. I think it was last year or a couple months ago. And he was in particularly just He was like, "No, man." He's like, I'm leaving."
Yeah, I'm still on there.
And
Kind of.
he actually did what the what the Uber driver just did. And he walked up and he just walked off stage and he's like, "Nah, man." He's like, "I'm not gonna rip into anybody. I'm not comfortable about making fun of people." They said, I respect what everybody's bringing to the table, and regardless if they are funny or not, they had enough balls to come up on stage and actually try something. And I 100% agree with them. Like it's not a thing to rip into somebody once they do it badly. And I'm sure you've seen it yourself, Kevin, being a stand-up comedian where someone bombed so bad that
It's
you're
not
like,
it's not a classy thing to do, is to rip into somebody. Unfortunately, like if you're at a Kill Tony show
yeah,
and you're bombing or whatever, however you got there, I don't know who you know, but it's it's um it's one of those moments where it's a struggle for me not to get a little happy about that idea, because you're at this big show, you're supposed to have
no, this was like a tiny one. It wasn't like the bigger like the bigger Kill Tony stuff that he's been doing lately. We're talking maybe like last year or 2 years ago, where he was doing like minor crowds, probably 100 or less.
Yeah, there's no reason to kick somebody when they're down, especially when it comes to art form like that. Now, when it comes to people that have just done political deals when you're in the entertainment industry, and then they get themselves up to that point and they realize, wait a second, I haven't written a joke at all, and they suck really bad. That's when I sit back and I'm like, you know what? I could have done 1,000 times better of a job, if I wanted to put a number on it. But yeah, that's when I don't mind. It's when, you really don't mind it. But you have to understand, there's Scott, is there anybody else doing the Deadpool Uber driver thing or no?
Now, as far as there's one, I'm one of two guys in the entire country world that dress up as Deadpool and do Uber. He's not his presence. I can't find his presence anywhere on TikTok or Instagram or Live. He's Texas. There was an article on Google. If you Google Deadpool Uber driver, all my videos from TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter will come up. And then his one article about him from Texas newspaper in 2017 that there was an Uber driver dressing like Deadpool, but he just had a plain, as far as I can tell, it's a plain blue car. I don't. They never showed his interior, exterior. I mean, my car is done from interior. It's got seat covers and lights, and it says Deadpool Uber driver on the side of the car and stickers on the side and front. You can distinguish me as the Deadpool Uber driver. And
what does your wife think about this?
She thought it was crazy at first, but she really likes it now. It's pretty. And she's like,
"What, Sparky? There's hope for you."
When I first bought my first Deadpool suit, she just came back from the hospital.
This is the most surprising thing I think of the night, because I was expecting to hear, what wife, but we didn't. Your wife is fully supportive of you doing this. She thought that you were crazy. So do you ever give her a good old fashioned "I told you so"?
Yeah, all the time. But yeah,
Yeah.
I knew it was going to. I didn't know it was going to be. I mean, it's gotten big. I didn't realize it would get this big. Like I said, it's pretty iconic. Everybody in Cleveland, some of my riders coined it the legend of the Deadpool Uber driver. Have you seen him? Have you been in his Uber? Have you seen him on TikTok, Instagram, whatever?
Why don't you just make your own service where people can specially get you to do any character for the day?
Right?
Batman,
Cameo
of any superhero. Have a superhero pick you up.
Superhero Uber.
No, leave Uber out of it. You do your own private thing, set up your own private business, and have people pay you $500 for the day to dress up like a superhero and cart their asses around for 4 hours.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I've
you
been
would do bar
that.
mitzvahs, parties. You do proms. You would do dude, you clean up.
You would make a lot of money. You've already put your flagpole in there. You know the demographics of how many people are doing this. You and some other dude.
Yep. Yeah, it's only two of us that I know. I haven't seen any others. And when you go on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, you put my name in, my name comes up first, and nothing even remotely close to Uber driver that dresses up like Deadpool. Although there is a guy in it's his name on TikTok, Instagram is Nola Shrek. He does Shrek for his Uber in North Carolina or Georgia. I'm friends with him. He dresses up as Shrek. He's got the Shrek movie, got the green lights. He's got Shrek plushies all over,
That's
and
cool.
he's really
Yeah.
famous in there. He's doing his thing. But yeah, there's not many people that dress up as a character for Uber. I found a niche, and people love it, and it's getting bigger and bigger every day. I just say, you're right. But people said to me 1,000 times, you need to, drop the Uber name and just start making business cards and say, I'll pick you up as Deadpool, drive you around for a few hours, proms, birthday parties, whatever. Yeah, I would make a killing, but I don't know if you start making what we were talking about earlier about the
Oh yeah, the copyright infringement and all that
company
other fun
you,
stuff.
you
Yeah.
start, I do Uber, so when you start advertising out there, you're making money off of it, and that's when you.
See,
So,
you would have to go with Uberpool and just use the name Uberpool
yeah,
for the whole
there's no
situation.
Liverpool. Or
Yeah.
you say, when you say, well, do you make any money off it? No, you just it's just,
A gift.
gift, tips,
Yeah. Or
do it for
donation.
tips only. Donation. There we go. Do it for donations only.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can always lie and be like, I'll make a dime off of this. Like, sir, what about this $500 thing? Oh, well.
Well,
That's a
It was a donation to the
That's a
cause.
very
it's going to buy baby oil and talcum.
Yeah, right. Chimichangas and
chimichanga. Yeah, that's going to traffic children. That's my money.
What is that,
Yeah,
Wayfair?
Does anyone now? You said that you do give back to the community by dressing up like Deadpool for the kids and all that nice stuff. Did any kid ever call you out and say, "You're not the real Deadpool," and I know it?
No, actually, I play the character so well, and I got a decent looking suit and
What would you
everything.
do if a
Yeah,
kid called you out then, Scott? And what would you do if a kid called you out and said, "You're not the real Deadpool," and I know it? What would you do?
Your parents, if you're adopted.
There we go. Yeah, right. I said, nope. I'm the real Deadpool, and I'm an Uber driver. So yeah,
You should have beat the shit out of that kid. You should have been like, go up to him, punch him in the face, be like, "I'll show you who the real Deadpool is. I'll beat the crap out of you."
Yeah, right. Yep.
Just right in
Kevin,
front of
you're
their
so
parents.
violent today. You know what's a good violent story?
What's that?
The fact that John Ashton passed away.
John Ashton passed
Maybe
away.
you're thinking to
Beverly
yourself, you're like,
Hills
John
Beverly Hills
Ashton,
Cop.
who's that? That was
The
Beverly Hills Cop.
Beverly Hills Cop
Taggart.
1, 2, 3, and the
Taggart.
remake of the fourth Detective Taggart.
Yeah. Yep. Taggart. Yep.
Unfortunately, he dies at 76.
He looked pretty
76.
rough in the remake, right about now.
He looked a little hurt.
I'm happy that they brought the whole original cast together. Like they didn't get somebody else to play him, and where you're like, this is obviously not him.
Yeah.
Like they got away with that in the movie Major League, and it felt a little racist because they're like, listen here, fucking Wesley Snipes, we'll get any black guy to replace Willie Mays Hayes, we'll make Major League too. And he's like, dude, that's I just want like $80 more. I had to pay taxes on this.
Another one that passed away this week is Dame Maggie Smith
Yeah.
from
Harry
the
Potter.
Harry Potter series.
Yep. Castle McGonagall.
I mean, I'm surprised that Daniel Radcliffe didn't give like a magical spell to try to bring her back. I mean, that's feel kind of selfish of him.
What a dick.
Just hold him back on that potion, right?
Now, I do want to lead into one last story for our show. It was a fan favorite this week on the Podguyz Podcast fan site, of course, for Facebook. And this particular story talked about a mom who would walk around naked in front of her children. And expert explains the impact of seeing parents naked as mom reveals why she walks around the house nude in front of her teenage son. Now, hey, she's a total babe, by the way. She's cute, really cute. Now, experts have weighed in on the psychological impact seeing your parents naked. Now, it can have one mother admitted to regularly chatting to her child in a nude. Australian, by the way, mom of one, Molly Manning, has taken a proactive approach when it comes to her teenage son's sex education. And the 49-year-old initially relocated from down under to LA after experiencing financial struggles, and is now trying to build a comfortable life for herself and her son. Now, this is an OnlyFans ploy, by the way.
Tony, the comments are hilarious on this. Let me just kick in on the comments.
Go for it, please.
It says, Izzy Miller says, half of y'all are estranged from your kids or parents. Maybe worry about y'all's own lives, says Izzy Miller. The Devil's Enemy says, Child Protective Services needs to investigate. Only one reply back on that idea, and it won't pop up for me because it is deemed to be irrelevant. It's okay if they're a baby, but once they reach the age of accountability, the parent needs to start using their brain. Shirley Rosemary Flynn says this really shouldn't be allowed. If she does that in front of her son and feels no way about it, what else has she done in front of him? Not surprised if children's services don't get involved. So I guess they think that if you're standing naked in front of your kids, the next move is to do other sexual acts in front of your kid, because being naked is in its nature, while we're all wearing clothes,
sexual.
I would think it'd be a sexual idea. Michael Gorman says, don't let this distract you from the fact that there are 49 million kangaroos in Australia and 35 million people in Uruguay, which means if the kangaroos were to invade Uruguay, each person would have to fight 14 kangaroos.
True fact. True fact,
Thank you for that fact. That's the real perspective right here. Kangaroo to human ratio as far as world fights go. Eric Dow says he'll likely grow up thinking that's normal, wondering how it will affect his future relationships. A lot of people laughing at that idea. Here's one more just from Evelyn Martins. What nonsense to say this isn't normal. Whole families go to the sauna together. Only modern society makes it into something shameful. I would never do this myself because not all here are comfortable with that. Not that I am very much into walking naked, but if no one is minding it, who cares? That's the other side of the coin right there, Tony. So, Tony,
and by the way, that was from an 89-year-old grandma.
Tony, that is from an 89-year-old grandma. But Tony, as yourself, you have kids.
I do.
Do you think that you would ever partake in that idea? Or
no. Zero. No.
I had a feeling you would say no. So, Scott, you and your wife have kids?
No kids. I have a stepdaughter. She's moved out, 26 years. She moved out. So yeah, no kids of my own, but yeah, I have a stepdaughter.
What would Deadpool do? Would Deadpool feel free to just let his flag wave around like that?
Would he helicopter spin himself like Ric Flair?
Woo! Woo!
No. Yeah, you don't do. Yeah, when I said when they're a baby, yeah, but the kid.
And that would be him saying woo. That would be the wind whistling woo through his ball sack.
Yeah. No.
I think it would sound more like a slide whistle.
Yeah. So that is a no from yourself, and you know what? I wouldn't even do that either. You know, I'm not one to walk around here naked or anything like that. You know, it's just not a thing.
No, that's perverted and sick.
It feels like that in nature, but Sparky was actually at the house. He doesn't take pictures because that would be invasion of privacy. He just drew it of what was going on.
What do you got there, Sparkles? Hey, wait, doesn't Alicia Silverstone still bathe with her son when he was 9? Hey, Mom, you got tiny bubbles.
Tiny bubbles.
And you know what? In that context, Yes, she did. She used to bathe with her son until he was 9 years old.
I think she still does do some stuff like that.
I thought she breastfed him till he was 9.
Isn't he like 20 and she's still having sex with him now? I mean, just
Possibilities always there.
These Hollywood stars, I think you can do anything.
there's a time if you're doing that kind of stuff in your own house, I wouldn't make it public, because as you can see, we all have an opinion on somebody else's life right about now. And it might be completely normal, and she wanted to shout it out to the world to say how great this thing is. But unfortunately, what it comes down to is public opinion, and it's creepy.
Kevin, what is the only way of publicity? What is the old saying of publicity?
Now, I don't like this saying, Tony. It's a terrible saying. This is probably the worst saying of all time. The old saying is, any publicity is good publicity. And it's not. How did that work out for people such as Jerry Sandusky, Puff Daddy, literally every celebrity that's ever been to jail, O.J. Simpson? How did that work out for these guys? Was it? It didn't work out. It's such
now, for her OnlyFans account, it has worked out well.
Yeah, it's kind of gimmickish, but that's what you got to do. What's her OnlyFans again?
Look for Australian Mom 49.
Yeah, I guess it comes with a divorce too, right?
Yeah. It is what it is. All right. Well, that's going to take us to the end of our show. Scott, if people wanted to get in touch with you, how would they do it, sir?
Yeah, TikTok and Instagram. It's at Deadpool Uber Driver, all one word. X, Twitter, X, whatever. It's Deadpool 7118. Yeah, they can follow me on there. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter at Deadpool Uber Driver, and direct message me and say, hey, I want to ride with Deadpool, and then we can contact each other and set that up for him.
Yeah, we're going to do private parties. We get 10%.
10%?
Yeah, 1%. That's about it.
All right, whatever. As long as we get a percentage out of this, I think that's cool. Sparky, what do you got left on the big board?
Hey, wait, doesn't Alicia Silverstone still sleep with her son when he was 11? Yeah, I think she did do that. Where is Madonna?
Oh, biscuit eater. Oh, God.
Poor Aunt Madonna.
Well,
it's
if you were also...
It's like the vagina that swallowed Manhattan.
It is. We are all living inside of Madonna's vagina right now. It just happened. Are in the vagina.
Let me out.
Let me out.
Let me out.
This is why there are no survivors.
Oh,
there's a viscous fluid in here, and it's not baby oil.
Well, don't forget, for those people that do wonder where else we are on the web, you can go to www.thepodguyz with a Z, podguyzpodcast.com, where you can find your favorite t-shirts, hats, mugs, Sparky sayings. That's a big popular part of the page right there. Sparky has his own section there. He gets absolutely none of the money, so don't worry about buying stuff. No, his artwork is for sale. If you do like Sparky's artwork, we pop it on the canvas for you. You get to tell all your friends who are probably high on glue, how great the artwork actually is.
True. Bye, bye, bye.
Bye, bye, bye. That song since the movie's gone viral. They're popular all over again with that NSYNC song, Bye, Bye, Bye. I play it 1,000 times in my car, and I hear it on every tweet and every TikTok and Instagram. There's that song, Bye, Bye, Bye. I haven't quite learned to dance yet, but someday I'll learn it.
Someday. Aspirations, sir. Aspirations.
Yep.
Aspire to be something better.
Right.
Guys, we are the Podguyz Podcast. You can find us on all your streaming apps all the way across the web, regardless of where you look. Look for the Podguyz, Podguyz podcast. I'm Tony Cass.
Kevin Neary.
Of course, the ever-loving Picasso.
Sparky.
And of course, big thank you. If I could spit it out. Scott Hughes, the Deadpool Uber driver.
The one and
Load him
only.
up, go to Cleveland, check out his car, go to cons, be Deadpool. Be the Deadpool. Guys, have a great night. We'll talk to you soon. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.